These 10 signs will tell you if he truly loves you or not. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a question sitting in the back of your mind. You might have been pushing it down for weeks, maybe months, but it keeps coming back. Does he actually love me? Or am I just convenient? Am I the one he chose? Or am I just the one who stayed? You're not crazy for asking that question. You're not insecure. You're paying attention. And today, I'm going to give you 10 signs that will tell you the truth, not what you want to hear, not what feels good, the actual truth about whether the man in your life genuinely loves you or not. Stay with me through all 10, because sign number 7 is the one most people completely overlook, and it might be the most important one of all. Welcome to Psychotherapy. I'm glad you're here. This channel exists for one reason: to help you understand yourself, understand the people around you, and build the kind of relationships that actually make your life better. If that's something you want, hit that subscribe button right now. Because every single week, we go deep on the psychology of love, behavior, and human connection. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Now, before we get into the signs, I want to say something that might be a little uncomfortable. Love is not a feeling, or at least, it's not only a feeling. Real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that actually changes your life, is a decision that someone makes over and over again. Every single day, it shows up in behavior. It shows up in consistency. It shows up in how a man treats you when he's tired, when he's stressed, when there's nothing in it for him. So if you're watching this hoping, I'm going to tell you to look at how butterflies you feel when he walks in the room, I'm going to disappoint you. What I'm going to tell you is far more reliable than that. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. He pays attention to the small things, and he remembers them. I'm not talking about birthdays and anniversaries. Those are the baseline. I'm talking about the things that don't come with a reminder. He remembers that you mentioned being nervous about a meeting at work 3 weeks ago, and he asks you how it went. He notices when you seem quieter than usual and checks in. He picks up that you always move your food around your plate when something's bothering you. Small details. That's where real love lives. When a man is paying that kind of attention to you, it's because his mind is oriented toward you. You matter to him at a deeper level than just what's happening on the surface. A man who doesn't love you might remember your birthday because it's on his phone. A man who loves you remembers what you said about your childhood dog in a conversation 3 months ago because he was actually listening. That level of attention is not accidental. It's love in action. Sign number 2. He makes you feel safe being yourself. This one is bigger than people realize. When someone genuinely loves you, they create a space where you don't have to perform. You don't have to be on. You don't have to manage how you come across or carefully calculate what you say. You can be messy, uncertain, silly, sad, contradictory, and still feel completely secure. A man who truly loves you doesn't make you feel like your real self is too much, or not enough, or in need of constant adjustment. He doesn't send signals, subtle or obvious, that you need to shrink yourself to be accepted. When you're with him, there's a relaxation that happens in your chest, a sense that you can exhale. If you're constantly walking on eggshells, constantly second-guessing how he's going to react, constantly managing your own behavior to avoid his disapproval, that's not love. That's anxiety wearing the mask of a relationship. Sign number 3. He shows up especially when it's hard. Anyone can be a great partner when everything is easy, when life is smooth and fun and nobody's asking anything difficult of anyone. Being in a relationship is simple, but love reveals itself under pressure. When you're going through something hard, a family crisis, a health scare, a period of grief, a career failure, does he lean in or pull back? Does he show up or disappear? Does he sit with you in the difficulty, even when he doesn't know what to say? Or does he get uncomfortable and change the subject or suddenly become unavailable? A man who loves you will not run from your hard seasons. He might not do everything perfectly. He might not always have the right words, but he will be there. His presence will be consistent even when your situation is painful. That reliability in the hard moments, that's not something a man does out of convenience. That's love choosing to stay. Sign number 4. He respects you even when he disagrees with you. Every relationship has conflict. There is no version of two real people in a real relationship where they agree on everything all the time. What separates a loving relationship from a destructive one is not the absence of disagreement. It's what happens during that disagreement. Does he stay respectful? Does he actually listen to your perspective? Or does he just wait for you to stop talking so he can make his point again? Does he get contemptuous, dismissive, or condescending when he thinks you're wrong? Or does he engage with you as an equal, someone whose opinion genuinely matters? Even if he sees things differently, love doesn't vanish the moment there's friction. A man who genuinely loves you will fight for resolution, not for victory. He wants to understand you, not just win the argument. Pay attention to who he becomes during conflict. That's where his real character lives. Sign number 5. He invests in your future, not just the present moment. Short-term attraction is about right now. Real love thinks ahead. A man who is genuinely invested in you will think about the future with you in it. He'll have real conversations about where things are going. He'll factor you into his plans. He'll make sacrifices now because he's thinking about what kind of life he wants to build over time. If he's all about the present moment, all about what feels good right now, with no real conversation or investment in what comes next, that's worth paying attention to. It doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't care at all, but love that doesn't move forward isn't standing still. It's quietly fading. A man who truly loves you wants more of you, more time, more depth, more life together. That longing for a shared future is one of the most honest signs of genuine love. Now we're at sign number 6, and I want you to stay focused because we're just past the halfway mark. And signs 7 through 10 are where things get really deep. Sign number 6 is this. He supports your growth, even when it costs him something. This is a big one. It's easy to say, I support you. It's a lot harder to actually do it. When your partner's growth inconveniences you in some way. Maybe you got an amazing job opportunity that requires more of your time. Maybe you want to go back to school, start a business, pursue something that's been sitting in your heart for years. Does he encourage you, even when it means less time together? Even when it means adjusting the life you've built? Or does he subtly undermine you? Does he make you feel guilty for wanting more? Does he find small ways to talk you out of your dreams? A man who loves you wants you to become everything you're capable of becoming. He doesn't feel threatened by your ambition. He feels proud of it. Real love is not possessive of your potential. It celebrates it. Sign number 7. And this is the one I told you about at the start. This is the one most people miss. He is consistent when there's nothing to gain. Think about this carefully. Most people are on their best behavior when they're trying to get something, when they're in the early stages of attraction, when they're trying to win you back after a fight, when they want something from you. The real question is, what does he do when there's nothing to gain? When you're not in the mood, when things are routine, when life is ordinary and there's no special occasion and no particular reason to make an effort. What does he do then? Does he still check in on you? Does he still treat you with warmth? Does he still put in effort? Consistency in the ordinary moments is one of the most powerful indicators of real love, because it means he's not performing for a reward. He's showing up because he wants to, because you matter to him regardless of what he gets in return. Pay very close attention to who he is in the boring, average, unremarkable days. That is who he actually is. Sign number 8. He takes your feelings seriously. Not perfectly, seriously. There's a difference between a man who always handles your emotions perfectly and a man who genuinely tries to understand and honor them. Nobody gets this right all the time. But when you tell a man who loves you that something hurt you, something upset you, something made you feel overlooked, he doesn't dismiss it. He doesn't tell you you're overreacting. He doesn't minimize what you felt to make himself feel more comfortable. He might not fully understand it right away. He might need a minute to process. But he takes it seriously. He thinks about it. He adjusts. Because your emotional experience matters to him. When a man consistently makes you feel like your emotions are a problem, an inconvenience, or an overreaction, that's not love. That's emotional dismissal. And over time, that erodes the very foundation of who you are in the relationship. Sign number 9. He talks about you with pride. Not possessiveness, pride. How does he describe you to others? When you're not around. When he's with his friends, his family, his coworkers, what does he say? You may not always know the exact words, but you can feel it. When you're around people who know him, do they treat you like someone important? Like someone he talks about in a real, meaningful way? Or does it feel like you're an afterthought, like they barely know you exist? A man who loves you is proud of you. He wants the people in his life to know you, to understand why you matter to him. That pride isn't about showing off. It's about integration. It's about you being a real, valued part of his actual life, not a separate compartment he keeps, sealed off from everything else. Sign number 10. He chooses you, again and again, on purpose. This might be the most important sign of all, and it might also be the most simple. Love is not something that just happens and then exists passively. It's something that gets renewed. A man who genuinely loves you makes choices every day that put you first. He could spend his time differently. He could invest his energy elsewhere. He has options. Everyone does. And yet, he keeps choosing you. Not out of habit, not out of obligation, not because it's convenient, but because to him, you are worth choosing. You can feel this. There's a difference between being with someone who's there because they don't know what else to do, and being with someone who is there because they actively want to be. Real love is intentional. It's a choice that gets made over and over because the person making it has decided that you are worth it. So there they are. 10 signs that will tell you the truth about whether the man in your life genuinely loves you. Paying attention to small things. Making you feel safe to be yourself. Showing up in the hard moments. Respecting you in disagreement. Investing in your future. Supporting your growth. Being consistent when there's nothing to gain. Taking your feelings seriously. Talking about you with pride. And choosing you, again and again, on purpose. Now I want to hear from you, and this is important. In the comments right now, tell me, which of these 10 signs is the one that hit you the hardest? Which one made you stop and think? Which one are you going to be paying more attention to starting today? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And the conversations that happened there are some of the most powerful on this entire channel. And if this video helped you see something more clearly today, if it gave you language for something you've been feeling but couldn't quite name, please share it. Send it to someone who needs to hear this. Post it somewhere it can reach the person who's been asking themselves this same question. You never know whose life that one share might change. And before you go, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Every week on Psychotherapy, we go deeper. We talk about the psychology of attachment, the patterns that keep us stuck, the science behind why we love the way we do, and how to build something real, something that lasts, something that actually makes your life better. That's what this channel is for. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.